What's up, everybody? Rangers win 5-1, dominate the Devils. It was a hell of a game by the Rangers. Um, Great defense, great penalty kill. Good job setting the tone. By no means I think the series is over, but I think the Rangers played a great game tonight, and I think the experience for not experience for the Devils kind of affected them a little bit because they didn't know how to respond. So you know, great win by the Rangers. I'm interested to see how the Devils respond in game two. But let's get the post game started. This game started with a goal by Tarasenko. Tarasenko setting the tone. Getting the puck, between Vanecek and the post. It's a great way to set the tone. And then Chris Kreider has a deflection on a power play goal. I don't really like how many power plays the Devils had. But the Rangers did a great job killing the penalties. Their penalty kill has been probably one of the best in the league for about a month and a half. And also Shesterkin. Shesterkin also played a great game. Their defense played great though. They really hang them out to dry. I made a couple key saves, especially that save he made where they tried to do a cross ice pass and Shesterkin puts his stick down. I thought Gaudreau played a really good game. The third line also played really well tonight. But I gotta say, the Devils are talented, but the Rangers really clamped down tonight on defense and didn't really let them get going. I mean, I thought the second period the Devils really pushed the Rangers, but they ended up not giving up a goal. I mean, they hit the post once. I thought that the Devils really came on in the second. I'm actually surprised that the Rangers didn't give up a goal. We got a comment here. Eileen C says Rangers. It's a great start to the series, but the series ain't over. I know some of my friends are Devils fans think it's over, but this ain't over by any stretch. But hell of a win by the Rangers. If they could play like that, they might do some things in the playoffs this year. But like I said, I think the Devils are going to respond in game two. The only problem is their experience. The Rangers have experienced this before. So, but by no means I think the series is over. But I thought the third line played really good again. They were really good on possession. For some reason, they're really good at keeping the puck in the zone. And I thought they played really well tonight. I thought the fourth line played really well. I was kind of disappointed in Patrick Ham. He kind of was like non-existent. But Tarasenko played well. Mott played well. I mean, hell of a goal by Ryan Lindgren. I couldn't believe he scored that goal. Just like it must have been like a little pocket, like right in the corner of the net. I did not expect that from him, and you could tell he had that celly ready, that celebration. So, it's great that he got a goal. Getting the two power play goals by Kreider. Their power play finally scored two goals. That's something they really didn't do. But the Devils are a young team. They're talented. They just got to regroup and come back, and come back and have a better game. I think the next game will be much closer. Great win by the Rangers. Like I said, the Devils just got to figure out a way to respond. Because I don't expect a 5-1 win in the second game, because that's not how the playoffs go. The playoffs are, sometimes the pendulum can swing, and the Devils really desperately need a win. I think in game, even though it's only game two, you don't want to go down 2-0, and then without the experience they have, I don't know how they're going to be able to handle that. But good job by the Rangers. Playing great defense. Anyone's got any questions, want to say anything about the game? I answer all your questions. They play Thursday at 7:30. We're also going to do a pregame and a postgame then. But I'm really happy with the way the Rangers play. I wore my Chris Kreider jersey, and he got 2 goals tonight. So it's pretty awesome. I should wear it every game for good luck or something like that, But we'll see if the Rangers come out and get another win, or if they walk out of New Jersey with a split. Another thing that I kind of probably expected is the Rangers. It was half Rangers fans, and it almost sounded like a Rangers home game or something like that. But it might be like that in MSG. I'm not sure because they're so close. Doesn't take long to get there. So, but great win by the Devils. I mean, by the Rangers, of course. I'd be pissed if the Devils win. But I'm just glad the Rangers came out on top and played a really excellent game on both sides. Both ends of the ice, and let's hope they could do better this game. I'm really glad that Shesterkin is on his game. I think that he really really is in the right place right now, playing great hockey. But they didn't hang him out to dry. If they hung him out to dry, I probably would have been a little bit upset. But at least it wasn't a 3 overtime game like last game. Chris Kreider had his 35th playoff goal. I think that he's been consistent. I was worried like when we signed him for that 7-year contract, but he's done every bit of it. He's been a leader. He's been a great Ranger. I'm glad to see him get 2 goals. I expected Tarasenko to get a goal, but that's what I see. What I see from Vladimir Tarasenko, play good defense, play good offense. But yeah, great win by the Rangers tonight. So let's see. Just want to talk about one of our sponsors real quick. Monkey Cold Coffee, bourbon chocolate infused coffee. Get your bag of Monkey Cold Coffee at monkeycoldcoffee.com at OTBS Sports. Get 10% off with the discount code at checkout, and they make a really good coffee. I also want to taste their new toasted coconut rum coming soon. That's probably going to be really good also. So grab your bag of Monkey Cold Coffee at monkeycoldcoffee.com. OOTB Sports promo code and get 10% off. But yeah, I mean, but by no means I think this series is over. I think the Devils are going to respond in Game 2, and I kind of expected to be a split. Let's see, we got a comment here. It says TJ says Rangers. By the way, I doubt he says that, but he did say that the Rangers did play well. And I agree with him. If they could play like that and just keep playing like that consistently, I think they'll be tough to beat. That's something they weren't very good in the playoffs last year. As everyone remembers, they really struggled versus the Pens. The Pens really gave them a fit. For some reason, Domingue played great. Like they couldn't do anything like in the beginning, and you had TJ says, "Don't make me come up there, young lady." Yeah, it's not fun to see your team get their ass kicked. It's like when the Rangers gave up like 6 and 7 goals. I was extremely upset. Eileen C says, Bo Sox always says, "Go Rangers," and UConn sucks. Yeah, even though they won the national title, it's a great run by them. But yeah, it's just one game. I know TJ said to me that the series is over, but I don't really agree with that at all. But the big difference in this series is the Rangers have experience and the Devils have none. And in the playoffs, that makes a big difference. It's really tough to overcome something like that. So that's what Game 2 is going to be about. How will the Devils respond, and can the Rangers repeat a performance like that? I really don't know. It's not easy to play that well, but besides a couple of sticks, Keandre Miller made a couple defensive mistakes. Mott had a horrible penalty. TJ says the Rangers are skating around like handicapped parking valets at the Special Olympics. They were all over the Devils. That's the thing, TJ, in the game. Let's see another comment here. Leo says, "Great win by the Rangers." Yeah, I'm happy. It's Game 1. One game at a time. We'll see how the second game goes, but it's obvious that the Rangers stepped up their game, and that's how they have to play. Don't give them any space. If you give the Devils space, they will kill you. They will make you pay. A couple of times, I mean, Hughes had an amazing move but didn't score unbelievably. They hit the post, and one, and then there was like some kind of like thing on the side. The puck, I thought the puck almost went in net a couple of times. But good thing that they kept it out of the net, because that's all it would have taken is the Devils getting a goal or two, and then it would have had that momentum. Would have been a totally different series. I think from a Devils perspective, the next game they got to score the first goal. They have to score the first goal and get the crowd going. And the Rangers just took them out of the crowd, kind of. And that's what they have to do. If you're going to play on the road, you better take them out of the crowd and not let them get going. So, but too many penalties by the Rangers, but I can't believe that like TJ's been saying, the Devils power play just isn't that good, which is very surprising. I don't know if that's like a schematic thing, or they have the wrong guys on the power play, or maybe they just don't have any experience. You know what I'm saying? Another comment here. Eileen, she says, your thoughts on Trouba penalty at the end, which gave the Devils a page. I think it was the right decision. I mean, it was kind of like with 2 minutes left in the game, but he still scored a goal anyway. But I don't think it was a bad penalty. If you're up like 2 goals in a game, you want to make that penalty, even if he gets a penalty shot and makes it. Typically, it's not a penalty shot, but I don't think it was a bad penalty. I would think it was a smart penalty. So it's like if you had McDavid on the loose, you can't let him get a breakaway. Sometimes he'll get in the head of the goaltender. When it's a penalty shot, it's not really that big of a deal. But I thought it was a smart penalty by Trouba. I thought Trouba played a good game. I don't think he really did anything stupid. The only stupid thing was Mott, barehanding the face off, which you can't do. But he used to play, center, before he was in the AHL. So that's a stupid penalty, but it didn't cost him, thank goodness. And none of the penalties really cost him, which was, if the Devils can't score on the power play and take advantage of opportunities, I don't think that's very good news for them, because that's the difference. The Rangers took advantage and scored on the penalty. They were like 3 for 30. Like that unit was like 3 for 30 on their last like 33 power plays or something like that. And they got 2 tonight, which is a good sign for them. But you need to score on special teams. Next game, if the Rangers kept 4 penalties, put them on power play 4 times, they got to get power play goals. That's like the thing of the Rangers in the past. They haven't been able to really get power play goals, and their power play has been kind of not that great. And you can't score on special teams, so the penalty kill was awesome. And I know the Devils struggle, but and their power play was efficient, and that's really how they need to be. Get Kreider in front of the net. They scored 2 goals like that tonight. I think that's the best way to score. Let's see. Tina says, Devils knew they had their hands full, and they were pressing. Yeah, you could tell that like they didn't know what they wanted to do. They didn't know how to really approach it, because they're inexperienced. That's really the reason, I think. Maybe they'll learn from this game, and maybe they'll have a better approach, but it's hard to really overcome that experience factor. They're young, they got nothing to lose, but that experience factor, obviously, as we know, is really important in the playoffs. And the Rangers got some valuable experience in the first round. Maybe they learned their lesson. Maybe they learned their lesson and thought, last year we had really struggled versus the Pens. And this year, the first game, they didn't struggle. I'm interested to see if they play like that in the second game. I would love to see them play that way in the second game, but I don't know. We'll see if the pendulum swings the other way. Who knows? Let's see. TJ says 0 shots in 8 minutes of power play. It's not acceptable for any team. Like no matter how bad your power play is, at least get shots. Maybe they were passing too much, because they passed a lot tonight on the power play. But you got to shoot the puck, because you got to throw it on net. Sometimes you just got to do that. I think the way you could beat Shesterkin is screen him, get in front of him. If you could screen him, he doesn't see the puck. You got a lot better shot to score a goal. But a lot of the shots Shesterkin can see, and if he can see it, he's probably going to stop it, especially if he's playing at the level he's playing. So that's why I said next game if the Devils get power plays, just shoot the puck. Don't pass, even if you think it's a bad idea. But the Rangers are really on top of them and didn't really give them any room, and that's exactly what they needed to do. Versus that team with that speed, you really have to really play smart defensively and be very disciplined on the power play. They tried that cross-ice pass, but Shesterkin knew it was coming, puts his stick down flat on the ice and just deflects up in the air. So when Shesterkin's playing like that, you really need to pepper him with a lot of shots and try to screen him, try to get in front of him. And that's what happened with the 2 goals that Cryer scored. It's 2 deflections, and that's what he does best. So one of them he was wide open, and the other one that, it just somehow went off the shaft of his stick and went in. I was surprised it went in. But even after that high stick, no goal call, they responded, and Lindgren had that shot. And I can't believe, like TJ said, I can't believe I can't believe that went in the net. I was actually shocked. That third goal was huge because if they could have kept a 2-goal difference and gotten a goal, that would have given them huge momentum. So the response was huge, and then they got the 4th goal, and then that was it. But the game was probably over at 3-0 with 5 minutes left. 6 minutes left. With the way Devils looked at it, the way the Rangers were playing, I didn't think they were really going to score. But Hughes had that ridiculous shot, that ridiculous wrist shot on that penalty shot, but that was the only way they were probably going to score tonight, to be honest. Just went right under Shesterkin's arm. But like I said, let's see how the Devils respond in game 2, TJ. Let's see if they could respond. But I feel the Rangers are going to be consistent. I don't know if they're going to play that well, but I expect them to play well again. You can play well and lose. You play a really good game and lost, I wouldn't be mad. But they really set the tone getting up 2-0. As soon as they got up 2-0, it's almost like they kind of played like the Islanders a couple of years ago when they went to the finals. That they kind of played, like someone said, like Boston's defense. And I have 2 friends that are Boston friends. Are like, oh, the Rangers are as good as Boston, but Boston's good. I mean, without Bergeron, they still kicked ass. So, we'll see if we both make it far, but one game at a time. So, but like I said, really happy with the Rangers win. They couldn't really play better. Played good on the power play, scored the first goal, set the tone. And that's what you do. You take the crowd out of it. Maybe it'll be reversed. Maybe the Devils will play better at MSG. Sometimes they don't play well at home. They play better on the road. So let's see here. So I read another. Our friend Ken, host of the Batcave, his daughter plays for a softball league. Not Your Average Janes. They're looking for support for all girls travel softball team to support the team in girls travel costs. You may reach out to Ken. Any help is great. Any help is appreciated, obviously. So contact Ken Fry, the host of the Batcave, which is an excellent show. I watch it every week. Just any help out to support the team with bats, gloves, equipment, any kind of stuff like that. Give Ken contact Ken Fry for that. So I'm gonna go another I don't know, 10 minutes or so, maybe a little less. I'm going to be having another pregame and postgame next week. That'll be at 6:00. Let's see, we got a comment here. Yeah, Batcave tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. He goes early. Have his cup of monkey cold coffee with him. I'll be up watching it. He could talk about how the Braves have close to the best record in baseball right now. I know off topic. I know. But yeah, The Rangers up 1-0 in this series. I hope they can get another win in New Jersey. I expect the game to be a little closer. I don't expect it to be a 5-1 win. And like I said, let's see how the Devils respond. That's what I'm interested to see. And I hope the Rangers don't have a lull. But the playoffs are the playoffs. The playoffs are unpredictable. So it's really, you just never know what's going to happen. But the experience factor showed tonight, without a doubt. And that's probably one of the biggest things in this series. Just like when the Rangers played Tampa Bay last year, Tampa Bay is such an experienced team. They're really tough to beat. And if you're unexperienced, and you don't play probably really on top of your game, which they didn't, you're not going to beat them. I would love another shot at them. My friend Bo ain't happy that Tampa Bay. I don't even wonder what the score is. They were up 4-2 the last time I saw the Lightning. But but great win for the Rangers. TJ. Good luck to your team in Game 2. I know you're hoping that they have a response. I don't think the series is over by any stretch. But I think it's obvious the Rangers are a better team than the Devils. They finished ahead of them, but I think they are a better team. They're a more complete team. Their blue line's complete. Their fourth line, they're one of the best fourth and third lines in the playoffs, in the East at least. So that's the thing. The Rangers' third and fourth line just played really well tonight, and that's something they were missing last year. Their fourth line really wasn't complete, and Mock got hurt, and it kind of killed. Oh my goodness. Mexico says 7-3 final. Man, that reminds me of like when the Rangers kicked the crap out of the Lightning and went to the finals. Yeah, 7. Oh, man, what happened? How many power plays did they have? The Lightning. My goodness. Now, what are the scores of the other games? Because I'm not watching. Oh, let's see. Miko says Jets up 2-0. The Jets are good. I think they're like are they a wild card? But they have Hellebuck, who's a hell of a goaltender. And you got a goaltender like him. You know, I think Vegas is a good team, but the Jets, I mean, they're a solid hockey team. Look out for them. And, I've got to mention that I can't believe that the Kings won last night. Let's see. Because is Kraken a 1-1 versus the Avalanche. I'm interested to see how they play Seattle. They're a very young team. So I'm interested to see how they play. The Avs are good, but do the Avs have any injuries? I could have sworn that like Landeskog. I thought he got hurt like prior to the playoffs. But that's what's great about the hockey playoffs. No matter the game. Let's see. James Rismondo says Rangers will win the cup. Remember, you heard it here first. And I hope so. I hope so, James. That would be great. I think having Tarasenko is huge. I think his experience makes a big difference. And having Gaudreau and having Mott. Kane, I don't know. I think that his hip is like an issue still, but he didn't play a bad game. He just didn't do anything, but he didn't have to. The thing about Kane is I like his experience. He knows how to stay calm, cool, collected in the playoffs. He knows how to win. He may not be the Kane of old, but his experience is what I think that they value most. And somehow, some way, they got to sign Tarasenko back, James. Somehow, some way, they got to figure it out and get him back, because I think he was a missing piece. It kind of makes the top line complete. Kane, I don't think is going to be here next year, but it completes the fourth line. It makes the fourth line a complete line. So, like I said, someone said who's going to score the first goal on Twitter. I said it's going to be Tarasenko. He scored the first goal, and I'm wearing the Kreider jersey. He got 2 goals. Kreider got 2 goals. So, 35 playoff goals for Kreider is pretty impressive. I think he's been a great Ranger. I might have to wear the same jersey now, like every time. I'm gonna have to watch it like a bunch of times a week or something like that. But like I said, we'll see what happens. I'm really happy with the 5-1 win. They play at 7:30 on Thursday. Like I said, I'm gonna have a post game at 6 p.m. We'll just have a short post game. Not post game. Shoot, a pregame, at 6 p.m. And then we'll have, let's see, a pregame at 6 p.m. And we're just going to show our upcoming shows, sponsors and shows. So just hang on a little less than a minute, and I'll be right back for the finish. All right, everybody. Now that's it for the post game. I mean, there's really not a lot, much else to say about. Great win by the Rangers. Let's go Rangers. 5-1 Rangers. I'll see you guys on Thursday at 6 p.m. for the pregame. Let's see if we can get another win. Go Rangers. Everybody have a good night.